9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello. Our star spangled friend over there. Yeah. Hi everybody. It's Darryl, and I might sound a little hoarse because I got a cough and stuff like that. And our dear friend, Mr. No, that way. Him.
No, this way.
No, that way. Him. And our good friend, Mr. Mike. He's on a roll. Oh, I can't know when I go this way. If you put your ear right next to the line, I can poke you in here. See? Just bonk, bonk.
Watch this. I'm going to go to another dimension. Ready?
That'd be really cool if I had like a drawing of your head to come in from that side of the screen.
That would be awesome.
I'll have to remember that one. I'll take a picture of it, and there'll be like, I'll have to come in right
like
way though.
Paper drawing or something. Like a really bad drawing of me.
Oh my God. Well, folks, welcome to it. I'm not sure who's watching right now. I'm assuming it might be Kay, but I'm not sure.
I think it's me, because I'm watching.
Oh, it might be Mike. Oh, it might be Mike himself. He's watching. Okay, nobody else is watching. Well, Mike, you got to freaking make comments here while we're. No.
I could. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, hang on. No, I better not.
Oh, you see now I got to go on and go on. What the heck is that all about? Wow, that's weird, man. No, it's weird. It suddenly switched things on me, and I don't know why it switched things on me, but it did.
Where's that?
Anyway, hang on.
Hang on to me too.
There we go.
I can't figure out my son's. I'm in my son's room, as you know, and his keyboard's sideways, so I can't type with it.
His keyboard is sideways?
Yeah, I had to move it out of the way so I could put the camera in front of the.
Okay. Well, I just told everybody we were live, so if they don't join us, tough patooties. I think somebody actually sent me a message. No, just the wife saying she's walking home. No, I just I said stop, drop, roll at the corner, meet me at home. No. So folks, again, welcome to the show. And so tonight's kind of a mixed bag for us. We, originally, folks, I did want to plan on actually showing you some of the evidence we had from Sandon, but I'm afraid I fell a little bit behind the times. And we didn't get the actual group review done. So we don't have the actual evidence to show you yet. So we're going to work on that very shortly. But I mean, hey, things happen. And, with everything happening in the world right now, it's just been like, especially here in BC, fires and a flood yet to happen. I mean, it's like a preemptive, like we know the flood might happen. For those of you who don't know, there's actually a big slide up in northern BC that blocked the Chilcotin River, and Right now, there's about a 15-kilometer lake behind it building up pressure.
Yeah, it's
So,
ridiculous. Like, and it's growing like 20 feet a day. It's like rising 20 feet a day.
yeah, it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. But we're not going to dwell on that. Folks, we had a kind of an amazing weekend last weekend.
We did.
What did we do?
Really
What did we do last weekend, Mike?
Well, I could make it sound really boring, but it really wasn't. It was a lot of fun. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, go ahead. Tell them where we were.
Well, for those that don't know where we were, because right now we're the only ones watching, so we'd be totally talking to ourselves about where we were going. But we were in historic East Vancouver.
What is it classified as East Vancouver? I guess it is, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Not to be confused with the downtown East Side.
No, that's a different part. No, we were on Hastings though.
We were on Hastings. Maybe, just maybe, this might give you a hint. Or did that just give it away?
Well, yeah. I mean, it says right. Well, it kind of says it says "pull" at the bottom.
Oh, you can't see it. Folks, actually, where we were at Playland.
We were at Playland. We weren't playing though.
No, we weren't playing. Well, I mean, sometimes we were playing.
I mean, Sunday was a little bit of an adventure. I'll give you that, because I had to experience one of the attractions that we investigated,
which is
it's right there.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, I can't even do that. So it's like it's right up over the there.
where that nice green-haired lady is. Or maybe she's
yes, yeah. Well, a little bit farther than that, but very close to that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The witch's part of it, you got to go into the haunted house. So I guess we really got to start with telling you guys that we had the absolute pleasure of having the opportunity to go out and investigate the historic Playland. Now, although
such a privilege.
And it was fantastic. And I'd like to say, first of all, on behalf of all of us here, not only NPI, but Faculty X Investigations, which if anybody happens to notice, did you happen to notice the ticker tape?
I did. I just noticed it now. It's taken me 8 minutes to realize it says that.
Notice the ticker tape. It's subtle. It just sneaks up on you.
I must apologize. I'm so used to just seeing the normal, I don't even pay attention anymore.
I know. But anyway, so folks, we did the Playland, and we actually investigated, and we investigated some, at least 4 areas, but really in depth 3, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we did 4 pretty good. Yeah, 4.
So we had the offices.
Yes.
Which was unique for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me see. Kay's probably sleeping. That's why she's not on here. I already put it out there. Hey, wakey, we're here.
Oh, good. She'll watch after.
Yeah, I know. The offices were really unique because they had a couple of different, I guess, claims of activity in the office, but it was more just oddities, really. There wasn't a lot. But they did actually have, what was it they held there for that gentleman? Now, I'm not supposed to, we're not going to say his whole name. We can tell you his initials were DW.
DW,
okay? Yeah. And this is just out of respect for this gentleman. He passed away, but he was a very big figure as far as working at Playland over the years. Mm-hmm. And they actually threw, what did they do for him in the office?
They actually had because I know that it was a memorial service that they had for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were actually in the office, and we had you had I think you had the FLIR in your hand. We had K2s, we had EDIs, REM pod,
Yeah, we had the full gambit of equipment going with us.
and recorders, and we were asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Right. What was the biggest thing? I mean, that we got? Like, we got the biggest thing, the biggest connection we got both times and we had a lady. We sent just the ladies down there, and we
Yeah.
sent.
Well, actually, it wasn't just the ladies, because it was actually
Well, that's true.
myself and Amy's husband, who were there with Amy Kay. Was trying to think, was Nikki there? Can't remember.
I
No, I don't think Nikki was there. No.
I don't think Nikki
Anyways,
actually got to the office.
yeah. So it wasn't just the ladies, but it was basically when Amy's husband, and I'm not going to mention him because I don't know if he wants to be mentioned or not, but when he talked and asked questions is when we started to get a lot of really interesting things happening.
Yes.
Asking questions about locations around the Lower Mainland. So he'd ask, like, were you from Vancouver? Were you from Burnaby? And then when he would get to Surrey, the devices would start to light up. Not just one device, but multiple devices, which was really interesting.
That is very true. Oh, sorry about this. Give me 1 second, folks. I actually did something I wasn't supposed to do. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
What have you done?
I'm just
He's just gone
I'm
invisible.
hiding.
He's in invisible. He's in incognito mode.
Yes.
He just went into another portal, and he will be back shortly. I will just talk to myself because I can see one watching now, and that's me. So I'm talking to myself right now. I can see myself on my computer, and I'm talking to myself. This is fantastic. This is amazing. I'm like, wow. And the funny thing is, when I watch myself on the computer, there's actually like a 5-second delay. So everything I'm doing on the computer is after I do it.
Oh, that's just the freakiest damn thing.
It is. So like right now, I'll be talking, and then I'll look up and I'll see myself 5 seconds from now. I'm looking, watching, and now I start talking.
That is odd, but you were right. You were right. We had a lot of hits with Amy's husband, and it was interesting because he hasn't done a lot of investigations, has he?
He's done a few.
He's done a few, but
I don't want to put it more than like maybe. I'm totally guessing right now because Amy would know better, but I'm going to say maybe like 8 to 10 investigations at most.
Yeah. But only with us, with MPI anyway. It's only been, I think, once, once.
Yeah, and
I'm lost on that.
He did with me and Amy's previous team as well. So yeah.
So there you go. He has been around a little bit. But he hit on questions about the Ironworkers Memorial collapse.
Yeah, he did.
And he got hits on the K2 with that. Now, the K2, folks, was sitting flat on the table. Otherwise, I would love to be able to show you the video of it. But because of where it was sitting and the angle of the camera, we couldn't quite capture it on video. But it did happen multiple times. And more to him than anything else.
Absolutely, because I would ask questions and I'd get nothing.
Which, now, did this have anything to do with his, I guess his what he does for work?
Well, because he is in the trades, so when he would touch on that, it would appear to us, anyways, that there was some activity. The K2 and the Rook. I think we were using the Rook as well. Both of them would light up, or even when we went back with you and we're using the EDI would even light up. So, but only when he would talk about certain things like that, like the trades, like the bridge, certain communities in Lower Mainland,
Oh,
and
yes.
that.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Surrey seemed to be one that always set it off, because
Yeah.
you'd go Surrey and it would light up, and you'd go Burnaby and nothing, and then it'd be like, or Surrey, and then it would light up again, right? But the funny thing is, like, we also had a REM pod. It was just outside the office, probably about, I'm going to say, no more than like 8 or 9 feet away from us. The REM pod did not go off once the entire time.
Yeah.
So if there was a spirit there in the room with us doing this, it was in the room with us, not outside the room. There was no interference, right? Like, if someone's going to say, well, no, it's being activated by, electromagnetic frequencies or whatever, well, then the REM pod would be going off too.
Well, the REM pod would be going off, or the Rook.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the Rook is basically the same concept as K2. So why just the K2, and why just by him? I mean, there was no electrical underneath the table. There was nothing to, although that was probably closest to the side of the room that had the TV, but the TV was still off to the side. The Rook was just as close.
Yeah.
So it really made me kind of wonder why I can't get my glasses clean.
Really? I made you wonder that. That's amazing.
Well, you got to keep rubbing the glasses until they get clean, until you can actually, oh, there I can see now. Oh, that's what you look like. No.
Would you like to borrow mine?
There you go. Well, without them, I'm just like, you're just fuzzy.
I shaved, I swear.
But anyway, yeah, it was just really odd. And then you all left, because you all came back to the base after the team I was with had actually finished in, I think it was next door to the base. And you came back, or was it, no, had we finished there, or we had finished in, I think we'd finished in the haunted house.
Yeah, you guys were just finishing the haunted house, and we kind of radioed you. We're like, we're having crazy activity, and you're like, okay, keep it up.
And then you came back, and then we split up, all girls, all guys.
Yes.
And just the guys went down there.
Yeah.
And we had, I mean, we had some interesting things happen, but nowhere near as much as what you guys had, because you guys went and did one thing when you left, didn't you? What did you do, Mike?
I said, follow us to where we go next.
And apparently, whatever was there did follow us, follow them.
I was wondering who it followed, because at that point, like, Amy had split, or Amy and Kay had split and gone with the girls, and Amy's husband and I went with you and Ken.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Patrick. So it's like, if I said come with or follow us to our next, where we're going next, I said it. So technically, it should have followed me.
You would think so.
Yeah. You would think so.
But whatever, we think something did, and then us guys went down and we did some stuff. Now, in the time down there, both Kay had done an alphabet thing where she asked for the first initial of a name and the last initial of the name. Yeah. And she did get the initials D W.
Yes,
right?
She did. Yeah.
We went down and we asked the same thing. Now, did I get DW or did I get?
No, you did not. Well, you got a D.
I got a D. But then I guess whatever was a smart ass there decided to give me a P, and I went DP. That's my name. So apparently something knows how to have fun with us when we do that.
If it was a gentleman, maybe he had a sense of humor, right? I mean, we don't know really too much about him, right? I mean, people that work.
No, that's true. We don't know that. And we do know his authenticity, his ethnic background, but we're not going to state that. But maybe that has something to do with it. We don't really know. But it was interesting how we both got responses, which was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we both did. I mean, you did it separate than me, and then I think you did it once with me. But we did the haunted house. Now, the haunted house had many claims by the people that actually work there, and the employees and stuff, both when it was on and when it's off, when it's not running at all. And I can tell you, although it's really rather weird going through there with all the lights on, Mike, you had a different experience, didn't you?
Yeah. So like on Sunday, as I was alluding to, Amy, I told Amy, I said, I've never been through the haunted house attraction ever. I mean, I've investigated it, but I've never been through it. So Amy so graciously went and bought a ticket for me to go through because she wanted to scare the pants off of me. And she succeeded because I don't know if I was screaming like a little girl, but I was just, I was laughing a lot through it. And then at one point, and I have a photograph of the area, which was actually like I think it was the nursery. And there's a chair in the corner. And I saw something in the chair and I'm going, okay, I think there's someone there, but I think it's animatronic. And my mind's trying to think, was there an animatronic in that chair? I cannot remember. It was a few months ago, so I don't know. I don't remember. And then so we turned the corner and that thing in the chair is gone. And I'm going, okay, this has got to be someone real. I'm not sure, but as I keep looking in that corner, the next thing I know, this thing is running at me on all fours with a knife in its hand. So of course I'm trying to get away, and I start screaming, going, Amy's coming after me. And then we just went into another corner and we found ourselves at a dead end, and I'm going, oh God, I'm gonna die in here. Like I said, like ghosts don't run at you on all fours with a knife in their hands. It just doesn't happen.
Let's hope not, because if I ever see that, I'm going the other way, man. I mean, I'm not hanging around.
No doubt.
I tell you.
Oh my God.
But there was a lot of claims. Now, one lady came up to me and told me one in particular, which I found rather interesting. And although we never found evidence to back up their claims, or we really didn't, at least not that we've found. I mean, we looked, we've listened, just didn't get anything. No, is that because something didn't want to talk to us, or some things didn't want to talk to us, or were new, or we don't know. But one lady came up to me on the Saturday, I think it was, and said, there is something in there that likes to duplicate me. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she said, well, I'd be working in one area of the haunted house, and my friend, would be working in another area of the haunted house. And this figure would appear to them, and it was me. And they'd say, well, hey, what are you doing? And then they'd kind of look away and look back, and of course I was gone. And then they'd see me later going, oh, well, why'd you come over? And she goes, I never moved.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to her, so are you talking a doppelganger? And she goes, possibly, yes. I'm like, that's pretty bizarre if you think about it. There's actually something in there that can trade itself off as being somebody else. That's kind of cool. It's freaky.
Cool. It makes you wonder, like, is there any chance that maybe we did experience that, but we weren't really looking for that when we were investigating?
Are you telling me one of the investigators really wasn't the investigator?
Maybe.
I don't know. They seem rather all there to me. Of course, Patrick did wander off once or twice.
Is Patrick really all there? I mean, I'm kidding. Patrick is all there.
Maybe it wasn't Patrick. Maybe it was Patrick, the friendly doppelganger.
Maybe.
Never know, Patrick. Yes, we're picking on you, but that's okay. We love you. Folks, if it wasn't for Patrick, we'd probably not get half the stuff done we always get done.
Oh my God. Patrick is comedy relief, and I think he'll admit to it. Like,
he is.
He keeps us laughing, seriously.
But he just goes and goes and goes, man. You need anything, that's the man to go for.
Who else could come up with a word for an ovulus and call it the ovulator? And how long did we laugh after he said
Oh
that?
my Lord, I tell you, that was
It's still
historic.
an ongoing joke.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. So, folks, we went in there. We tried, and they've seen feet hanging, like feet standing behind a curtain. They open the curtain up, they're gone. Voices, people being pushed and shoved. A lot of different things in the haunted house, but we never got any evidence of that. So then the girls went elsewhere, and we went up to the roller coaster. Now, this is the old wooden roller coaster. It's
Yeah.
been around for years and years and years and years and years. It's the biggest historic piece of Playland to ever exist. It's huge. So it's a great roller coaster. It's wood. It's just unbelievably fantastic. Still operating.
I think it's the oldest in Canada.
Yep. And we put a REM pod. Now there's a section of wood, folks. You have to understand this, and you'll see it in the video because I'm going to show you a video shortly, and you'll see this section of wood and the REM pod sitting on it. And we started asking questions. Now we asked questions that were tied back to various different events, and the fact that somebody had claimed in the past that they had seen a woman standing either on the tracks or near the roller coaster or whatever. But it's really hard to pinpoint with any accuracy, who, what, or why. It was never really determined. It was just thrown out there. So it was really an urban myth for a very long time.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know, man.
I mean, after what we experienced that night, I was actually shocked, especially with the response to Ken's question using the REM pod.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I don't need any more proof that there's something possibly there.
It was unique. It was definitely unique.
Really unique. When you factor in the fact like it's surrounded by wood. There's no wiring. There's no Wi-Fi. There's none of that. There's nothing like that up there. It is the original platform. Like, yes, there's some lights, and we were kind of away from the lights a little bit, but the lights were not interfering with it because the girls had gone up before us. Nothing happened with their REM pod. No interaction, nothing at all. And then we go up there, and it's like we are having a full-on conversation with someone. It was just like, really?
It was really cool. It was absolutely incredibly unique. But before we get into that video, I want to show you a couple little things just leading up to it. This is a few things that, maybe you guys can check out. Oops, hang on, I'm going the wrong way here. I got to go back up. So just a few pictures for you, a quick one. Now, I always say, like, Nikki's a great individual. She's a fantastic investigator. She is the co-founder. Well, she is really not even a co-founder. She's a founder of NPI with myself originally. And she's an empath. But we did discover something she has in particular this day. Maybe this will give it away. And no, I wasn't going to say sweet tooth. I was going to say she's got the same color as.
She's got Kay's. What is that? Candy floss. Candy. That's it. One called candy floss.
Candy floss. No, candy floss. What? Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, cotton candy. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. But then we also had a great picture, and I love this.
Yeah, I don't know what the bear's name is. Do you have any idea?
I have no idea what the bear's name is. I never asked him.
No, he was pretty.
He gave me a high five.
Yeah, he was just helping you do your video there.
Yeah, and then we got these ones. Though me and Mike decided to, have a rest.
We were just hanging out.
Yeah, we were just hanging out. Me, I finally fell asleep. And then the guy in the middle, the guy in the middle, he was fabulous because he supported us 100%. He really did. So that was a lot of fun too. We did have a lot of fun. Now we have a second watcher. Fantastic. Now that was a lot of fun.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Now the video, before I get into the main video, these are a couple of quick little videos that we did while we were there, and I stole them off our chat. So have a look. That's just me throwing it out there that I was hiding behind the sign. And then of course
I was just taking a video of the roller coaster, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. And there's the roller coaster happens to be the other way.
Not that roller coaster, the other one.
And then Amy had a discussion.
Oh no, you get back in there. Ghosts are not allowed to follow us home.
I love that one. That is hilarious. Now, folks, listen. The next one, it's very, very short. But you know what? What can I say? When I gotta go, I gotta go. That was a lot of fun, though. That was a lot of fun, God. And we had a lot of people show up. A lot of people talk to us. Now I'm gonna play that video. Now this is the video we did show at Playland. People got to sit down and listen to it. It's about a little under 4 minutes long. Now it's got some of our other stuff on there as well. So if you have any questions, you can ask. But the first half is Playland. So take a look and let us know what you think.
Ken, are you here with us? Yes or no?
If you want, you can come touch my hand.
Let's see if we can find the first letter of your name. A, B, C, D, D. Okay, let's try and find the second letter of your name. A, B, C, U, V, W, W.
Are there a lot of spirits? Let's put it that way.
Are you Asian? Are you Japanese? Now, if you can... Okay, it went off once. Can you do that again, like, fully? Thank you very... That is awesome. Thank you. You're beautiful.
So, assuming you're an elderly Japanese, good to know. Good to know. And
Is the roller coaster the most fun ride at the PNE? Yeah, I thought so too.
Was it...
But
Whoa! Did you see something again?
Hi. Come on in. Try talking with us. How old are you? What's your favorite game to play? Do you have a nickname?
What the hell? Jesus Christ.
So there you go. That was the video. Now, some of the end ones, and like the Pass the Pepper, that was actually at a location in North Vancouver. The fridge was at the Vancouver Police Museum, standing next to the morgue. The I'm Under the Blanket, if I may, is at Camp Alexandra down in Crescent Beach. And what other one did I have there? The Mummy. The Mummy was actually at a residential in, I do believe, New West somewhere when we got that one. So those were kind of some of our best. The flashlight tug. Well, Mike, you can tell a little bit more about the flashlight tug. Well, I have a drink.
Yeah, we were at the police museum in the overflow morgue, and that's me wearing my Mickey Mouse t-shirt on the back wall there. And it was pitch black in there, and Amy felt the flashlight hanging from her hands get tugged straight down, and it scared her to the point, pardon me, where she actually had to leave the room. I've never seen her leave an EVP session ever. She was actually spooked. She did come back though.
Oh yeah, she did come back, and we've had a lot of weird stuff happen down there. And one day we're going to get some stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just funny thing is, like, you know, we've done numerous EVP sessions in there, and to me, one that really sticks in my mind is when we did an Estes method in there. So we were watching on a baby monitor, but we're in there, and we are blindfolded listening to the spirit box, but we are alone in there. Or are we?
You actually cut out there, Mike.
Oh, sorry. What did I say that I didn't say?
It was it was the Estes method.
Oh yeah, we're doing the Estes method where we're blindfolded and we're, you know, in the dark listening to a spirit box, and you are alone, or are you alone? I don't know, but it sticks with me.
And it was a unique aspect. I don't know why you're choppy. Maybe it was after
I haven't done anything. I've not done.
And I think it was after I played the video. I think you went choppy. That's right. Now, and the very last one actually was, I do believe, down in Chilliwack. Now, I wasn't there at the time, but there was team members at the top of the stairs, team members at the bottom stairs, and the residents, excuse me, had claimed to hear sounds on the stairs, and there was that tremendously huge bang right in the middle of the stairs. Now, with team at the bottom, team at the top, you'd have to wonder what the heck caused the bang, because there was nothing to fall in the stairs. And somebody, actually, Ken walked up the stairs later and said, "What was that?" And they're like, "No, we don't know." So that was a really unique experience for the team that night, and that was at a residential. But now you've seen what actually happened, and just snippets of it. That's not all the stuff that happened at Playland. That was just some of the best.
Yeah.
But really unique, and everybody loved the fact that, you know, whatever was there, like the roller coaster, is the best ride. That was pretty cool. So
that's one of my favorites. That is, I think a lot of the guests that came to our tent also kind of giggled about that one, especially people that work there that had, you know, 5 or 10 minutes to stop by and listen and watch the video.
Yeah, 100%.
They were laughing about that.
And then there was I mean, that was kind of cool, and hopefully in the future, folks, we'll have more. But for now,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, for now, that's where it seems to be. Now that brings us into kind of a little bit of part two. Somebody once brought up to us the fact that there is really two types of voice phenomena, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of them, as we all know it, is an EVP.
That's the most common.
So EVP, if you want to describe that for just a second.
Absolutely, yeah. An EVP, hopefully I don't cut out on anybody here. EVP is electronic voice phenomenon. It's what's captured on your voice recorders. It is not heard at the time. And, when you're spending hours and hours listening to your audio and all of a sudden you hear a voice that was not there, that's an EVP.
And the other one is known as, some people call it differently, but we like to call it an AVP. Yes. Basically, an audible voice phenomena. Yeah. So that's when you're standing in a room, you're doing something, and you physically actually hear the voice.
It's pretty cool.
I've had it happen. I had it happen in a very unique place, and I wish I could tell you where it was, but I can't.
Exactly the same situation for me.
Yeah, and there was a person with me. They were standing. Okay, so we were in a building with 3 rooms, center, 2 on either side, and I was looking for a plug, and so was she. And basically, she was kind of looking behind the door. I was looking behind the other door. And as clear as day, you actually hear a male voice go, "What are you doing?" And we both kind of stopped. And she said, "What did you say?" And I said at the exact same time as she said that, I said it to her. And she goes, "You heard that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And we were literally like 20 feet apart. And we heard it exactly the same audible level, which is just blew me away. I'm just like, oh my Lord.
That's pretty cool.
If anything, it just set me off for the whole night. I was good. I was set. You know.
It's funny when things like that happen, they kind of like linger with you really for a long time. It almost throws off your investigation for the night, especially if it happens early in your investigation. Because you keep thinking about, like, did I actually hear what I thought I heard? Like, and then you realize you should be focusing and carrying on with the investigation, right? Like, I remember, like, the first time I was ever touched, same thing. I was just so excited about what happened. I still had hours of investigating to do, right? It was just like, okay, refocus. That was cool, but you have to refocus here. Yeah.
No doubt. Where did yours happen?
Well, for the AVP, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, I know you can't say where, but
I can't say where. It was just, we were asking, for a name over and over and over again. And it was, just like, "I'm sorry, I don't think I heard it. I don't think I heard it. Can you please repeat it one more time?" And then all of a sudden, there was 4 of us there, and all 4 of us heard the name clear as a bell. We all went, "Okay." It's like, did you
something
hear
finally
that?
said,
Going, "Yes, we did."
Enough is enough. Here I am.
Yeah, and it was like, that was my second ever investigation, and I was just like, I had goosebumps. I was like, I couldn't believe what the hell just happened. I'm like, if every investigation is like this, wow, right? Like, that was pretty intense. So
yeah, but that was pretty cool. And we've had, over the years, I've had my fair share of them, and it no matter what, it is always a shock. It's always a surprise.
It is, because so many times you do an investigation and nothing really happens, right? Like, you think maybe it's quiet, you're having a really quiet night, and then you think back, as you're having quiet nights, you think back to the times where you got an AVP, or you got amazing EVPs, or you were touched by something, which is equally as rare, right? So you think back to those moments and you go, that's why I do this, is when those things happen. Because we do the quiet nights. Absolutely.
That's true. I'm still waiting for that infamous "get out."
It hasn't
haven't had that yet. No, never had that. No. I mean, I should knock on wood, because what'll happen is,
Oh my God. So we used to play jokes with each other. Like, I would always go and find Amy's voice recorder, because she'd always leave it laying around. because she loves to do that, right? And I'd go up and I'd find she'd be like, "Oh, I'm just going to the washroom. I'll be back in like 5 minutes." Okay. So she goes and does that. I look at her voice recorder and I lean in and go, "Get out." So she'll be doing audio review, like a week later, and she'll message me. She'll be like, "You jerk." And I can't help but laugh.
Oh my God, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So those are the differences basically between EVP and AVP. And I mean, honestly, folks, if you ever get a chance to, if you ever have the pleasure of having that encounter, it's almost as special as having somebody put a hand on you or breathing on your neck. It's the same thing. It's that same euphoric, like, holy beep 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 beep. I just heard that, right? And that's what it's like. Let's see now. Quickly now, because we got just not quite 15 minutes left. Something I had brought up to Mike in a conversation, and it was somebody else. It was actually our good friend Kay that kind of mentioned it in a roundabout way, and I'm just taking it a little bit leap further. But if there's an entity or a spirit hanging around a location, okay, so it's a historic location, or it's a house, or whatever the case may be, property, whatever, and something happens to that location, burns down, earthquake, flood, gets washed away, tornado, gone, see you later, Dorothy, that kind of stuff. I mean, but the general gist is the place is destroyed, it's obliterated, it's gone. What happens? What happens to the spirit? Do you think? So my question to you, Mike, do you think that they're gone? Do you think that they're stuck in that place? Did they move with debris? Are they scattered? Like, I don't know. I've never really thought about it that much.
Yeah, it's hard to. I mean, obviously we don't know, right? It's hard to say. I mean, like we've mentioned on our show previous times, we're all energy, and our energy has to go somewhere. Where does it go? So if there's like a natural disaster that obliterates a community, and there's a lot of loss of life, like where do they go? Like, I don't know. Some people will say, that's how like a ghost town is formed, like Sandon, because there's so much. Like there was a flood, it took out a lot of the community.
Yeah.
Are they still hanging around? Maybe it depends also on what kind of, like, what manner it was, right? Like, was it a tornado? Was it an earthquake? Was it a flood? Those things are very sudden, right? Where they just, it's out of nowhere. It's massive. It's a lot of loss of life. It's, just catastrophic. Whereas there could be other situations where it's maybe not as severe. Like there's a house fire and maybe just like one or two people in the house die from their injuries. Are they still there? Like it's really hard to say, because if the house gets torn down, right, then that's when people go, well, it's the land then. If they build a new house there, it's the land.
Well, okay, so let me put this to you. So let's say, let's say either intelligent or residual, whatever. Do they, because you know how people do renovations in houses, and it theoretically picks up activity, okay?
Yeah.
Either something likes it or they dislike it. So are they still looking at a house or a building as it was? So somebody does a renovation, they put in a hallway, they put in a wall. Next thing you know, you have Uncle Sam walking through the wall. Why? Well, you know what I'm saying, but he's walking through, they're walking through the wall because that's where the door used to be. So, if that being the case, if something is totally destroyed, are they still seeing the original structure? Like, to them, is the structure still there?
Yeah. If it's a residual, Yeah, I could get behind that. If it's intelligent, you would think that they're gonna change their habits and maybe not go through a hallway that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, you would think so, but does a hallway really matter to them?
Well, no, because I mean, if you're dead, but you're still like, say you die and you become a ghost, and you now all of a sudden have an ability to go through walls, why the heck are you going to be going around, corridors and whatever? I'd be like, the quickest point from point A to point B is just straight through this wall. Giddy up, let's do it. Right?
That's assuming that they even know that the wall's still there.
That's true. That's true.
Like to them, it's still right? To them, it's still a doorway.
Yeah.
Right? Or not even there at all.
Yeah.
Right? So if a whole structure is destroyed and wiped out, a flood comes along and here's your house, and next thing you know, see you later. It's 30 miles downstream.
Yeah.
I mean, like, do we assume that that's the place you want to investigate still, even though the house is not there?
Or do you investigate 30 miles downstream?
Now, people say that some people have said ghosts don't move. Okay, they stay where they are. Mm-hmm. Yet I care to differ that because I've been followed home twice. Mm-hmm. Right, I've had something in my home twice that I can't account for. I know where they came from, but I can't account for why they followed me home. Yeah. Right, I'm feeling I know why, but if that's the case, does that matter? Now, here's another question to throw at you. So, if something is tied to a specific location, is there energy, like what they use to manifest, what they use to communicate, what they use to do whatever they're going to do, is that tied to the location? So if the location gets wiped out, the energy moves on. Mm-hmm. Are they still there? Or do they seek somewhere else that has the energy and thus they can move?
Well, that's just the big question, isn't it?
Apparently. I mean, it's hard to do I can't. Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, exactly. I couldn't do that. But I mean, it's. I think I was doing it backwards. But anyway, I might more like an initials. Yeah, exactly. I just tried it too fast. But I mean, it leaves a lot. It leaves a lot. Exactly. It leaves a lot of questions because you have to think. Like, do these natural disasters that happen, do these obliteration of places that have been around for years, whether it burned down or otherwise, do they have an effect? So think about this, folks. Next time you're out there watching a ghost hunter show, watching a TV show, whatever, do you think it has an effect on the spirit that's there, and how? In what way?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's really interesting. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
It's definitely something to ponder. Thank you, Kay.
It's also like we investigate a lot of places where there is no history of someone dying on that property.
That's true.
That we can find anyways. There is no history of it. So, and not even in maybe in the area, but not directly tied to that area, to that property. So it's that we know of, right? So, and that is quite common as well. So, is it because that's just somewhere they had a good memory, right? I don't know.
It brings up more questions than it does answers, doesn't it? And I mean, somebody had a really good question on the tops pages too. Excuse me.
He's getting all choked up.
Yeah. When a spirit actually is seen, are there other ways a spirit can be seen? I mean, we know that we normally see, when you see a dog, a cat, a bird, a human, that's what our minds are capable of understanding. But how else could spirits be seen? I mean, it was a good question.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a good question. And
it makes you think, doesn't
it? It does make you think, and it's a lot of people ask these questions to us when we do our public events, and it's just like we kind of stare at them for a minute. And we're like, well, we don't really have the answers. Like, if we did, it'd be awesome, but we don't.
Which is funny when you think about it, because how long have you been investigating, Mike?
8 years now.
Okay, 8 years, and I've been investigating longer than that. Yeah. And in that time, you would think that we would have had some of these answers, but really, all we have is theories.
Yeah, theories that kind of they evolve, they change, sometimes you circle back to it the way that you originally thought of it. It's all based on your experiences as an investigator, from talking with other investigators like yourself, and it's fascinating. That's probably what one of the things that keeps me going, is just because the curiosity. We want to know just as much as everybody else. But as one person said, when a family gets scared and they're running out of a house, we run into their house because we're genuinely curious. We want to find out the answers for them, whereas they're scared and wanting to run out. Right?
That's true.
That they're within and can't come to a conclusion why something could be happening in their home.
And there's not many times that I've actually been scared out of a house. I mean, there's been times I wanted to get out of a building, out of a location, but I mean, it's not like I didn't go back. Right?
Yeah.
But that's you're right. That's what we do.
I've never ever said I'm done, I'm out of here. I've not done it in 8 years.
Not permanently.
No.
I mean, I've been in a place where I said, I got to get out. I need a second. Go straighten up. Go figure out what affected me. Yeah. Go, okay. Back I go.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
I know there's been situations where you're kind of like, what the hell just happened? But I didn't say, we need to call it, we're done, based on something that happened from an investigation that, we couldn't explain. Right? The situations where you run in where there's like safety issues, that's different. But when you are investigating and you're experiencing something that you cannot explain, and then you have to call the investigation because you're so like, I'm done, I can't carry on with this. I've not had that happen yet. I say yet because it could.
It could. It could. Yeah. Now, if you had not been sitting on the chair seeing what me and Amy saw, maybe you might have run out the door. I don't know. But...
Are you seeing something behind me here?
No, I'm talking about another chair you were sitting on.
Yeah, I know exactly what situation you're talking about.
There you go. But folks, listen. If you're going to be, if you now know what an EVP is, which you already knew. You've now learned stuff about Playland you never knew before, but now you do. So next time you go on that roller coaster, look for the lady, and you never know what you're going to see. And if you do see her, please take a picture, send it our way. We really want to see that. And remember, if you go in that haunted house, look for yourself. You never know what you're going to see.
Or don't look for yourself.
Or don't look for yourself. There you go. Don't look for yourself. Other than that, folks, we're pretty well at the end of our show tonight. And I guess one last thing from me, before I go, is if you're going to be a paranormal investigator, like Mike said, we go in where others fear to tread. Mm-hmm. And it's not because we have to, it's because we want to. Okay. And, we're here to back people up and hopefully answer their questions and answer their issues and help them deal with them. Anyway, folks, I think that's my last word. Mike, what about you?
Yeah, no, just again, thank you to everybody that stopped by the tent last weekend. It was a lot of fun to talk with everybody. Got told some really cool stories, experiences, had some good laughs with some people, and just kind of shed a light that, the paranormal is not as scary as you think it might be. But still a lot of fun. So thanks again for everybody.
100%, Mike, agree. And to all the staff at Playland, you guys were absolutely awesome.
Totally awesome.
You got it. So from myself, Darryl, and that guy,
Mike,
we want to wish you all the best. Thanks for joining us on Off the Cuff Paranormal, and we'll see you again. Well, we might see you in again in a couple of weeks. We might be taking a little bit of a break. We haven't quite decided that yet. After all, we haven't had our summer break yet. So
no, we have not. We got some trips and investigations and stuff coming up. So we'll keep you guys posted on when the next show is.
Yeah, and a lot of work coming up. So hey, watch for us, keep an eye for us, and if you haven't looked at our past episodes, take a look back. They're a blast to watch. All right,
absolutely they are. Yeah.
So, good night, everybody. Have an awesome night.
Good night, everyone.